Hello there, random smart person on the internet. 2023 was a great year for space exploration. We had a total of 219 orbital launches with 207 successful missions, 11 failures, and 1 partial failure, a success rate of 94.5%. The US led the world in launches with 113 launches, with 106 of them successful. China came in second with 66 launches, with 65 of them successful. Russia was in third, conducting 19 launches, all of which was successful. That might be the only thing Russia has done successful this year. Some of the successful missions include the European Space Agency launching the Jupiter Icy Moon Explorer spacecraft, which will explore Jupiter and its moons after an 8-year journey. OSIRIS-REx mission returning to Earth with samples collected from the asteroid Bennu, and NASA's Lucy probe performing a flyby of an asteroid that revealed it was actually a binary pair. While 2023 was a great year for space exploration, 2024 is shaping up to be an amazing year as well. Here are 6 missions that I am excited for in 2024. First up is the Europa Clipper mission. This is one mission I've been looking forward to for over a decade. NASA will launch Europa Clipper, which will explore one of Jupiter's largest moons, Europa. Europa is slightly smaller than Earth's moon, with a surface made up of ice. Beneath its icy shell, Europa harbors a saltwater ocean, which scientists expect to contain over twice as much water as all of the oceans here on Earth combined. With Europa Clipper, scientists want to investigate whether Europa's oceans could be a suitable habitat for extraterrestrial life. The mission plans to do this by flying past Europa nearly 50 times in order to study the moon's icy shell, its surface geology, and its subsurface oceans. This mission will look for active geysers spewing out from Europa. This mission will change the game for scientists hoping to understand ocean worlds like Europa. The launch window, the period in which the mission could launch and achieve its planned route, opens October 10th, 2024, and will last for 21 days. The spacecraft will launch on SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket and arrive at the Jupiter system in 2030. The next mission I'm excited for is the Artemis II launch. The Artemis program is NASA's plans to go back to the moon. It will send humans to the moon for the first time since 1972. Yes, we really did go to the moon. Artemis also includes plans for a long-term, sustained presence in space that will prepare NASA for eventually sending people to Mars. Artemis II is the first crewed step in this plan, with 4 astronauts planned to be on board during the 10-day mission. The mission builds upon Artemis I, which sent an uncrewed capsule into orbit around the moon in late 2022. Artemis II will put astronauts into orbit around the moon before returning them back home. It is currently planned to launch as early as November 2024. But there is a chance that this will get pushed back to 2025, depending on whether all the necessary gear, such as spacesuits and oxygen equipment, is ready. And if you know anything about NASA programs, it's a safe bet that this one will get pushed back to 2025 or later. The third mission I'm excited for is NASA's Viper mission that will search for water on the moon. Viper, which stands for Volatiles Investigating Polar Exploration Rover, is a robot the size of a golf cart that NASA will use to explore the moon's south pole in late 2024. Originally scheduled to launch in 2023, NASA pushed the mission back to complete more tests on the lander system. See what I mean about missions getting pushed back? This robotic mission is designed to search for volatiles, which are molecules that could easily vaporize, like water and carbon dioxide, at lunar temperatures. These materials could provide resources for future human exploration on the moon. The Viper robot will rely on batteries, heat pipes, and radiators throughout its 100-day mission, as it navigates everything from the extreme heat of the lunar day, when temperatures can reach 107 degrees Celsius, or 224 degrees Fahrenheit if we're using freedom units, to the moon's frigid shadow regions that could reach a mind-boggling negative 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Viper's launch and delivery to the lunar surface is scheduled for November 2024. The fourth mission I'm looking forward to are a pair of missions, the Lunar Trailblazer and Prime 1 missions. NASA has recently invested in a class of small, low-cost planetary missions called SIMPLEX, which stands for Small, Innovative Missions for Planetary Exploration. These missions save costs by tagging along on other launches as what are called ride shares, or secondary payloads. One example is the Lunar Trailblazer. Like Viper, Lunar Trailblazer will look for water on the moon. But while Viper will land on the moon's surface, studying a specific area near the South Pole in detail, Lunar Trailblazer will orbit the moon, measuring the temperature of the surface and mapping out locations of water molecules across the globe. Currently, Lunar Trailblazer is on track to be ready by early 2024. However, because it is a secondary payload, Lunar Trailblazer's launch timing depends on the primary payload's launch readiness. The Prime 1 mission, scheduled for mid-2024 launch, is Lunar Trailblazer's ride. Prime 1 will drill into the moon. It's a test run for a kind of drill that Viper will use, but its launch date will likely depend on whether earlier launches go on time. The fifth mission I am looking forward to is from our friends across the Pacific. The Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, is planning a Martian Moon Exploration Mission, or MMX for short. While Earth's moon has many visitors planned for 2024, Mars's moons, Phobos and Deimos, will soon be getting a visitor as well. The JAXA's plan for MMX is to launch around September 2024. The mission's main scientific objective is to determine the origin of Mars's moons. Scientists aren't sure whether Phobos and Deimos are former asteroids that Mars captured into orbit with its gravity or formed out of debris that was already in orbit around Mars. The spacecraft will spend 3 years around Mars conducting science operations to observe Phobos and Deimos. MMX will also land on Phobos' surface and collect samples before returning to Earth. And finally, the sixth mission that is tickling my fancy in 2024 comes from our friends across the pond. The European Space Agency's Hera is a mission to Didymos and Dimorphos asteroid system that NASA's DART mission visited in 2022. But DART didn't just visit these asteroids, it collided with one of them to test a planetary defense technique called kinetic impact. DART hit Dimorphos with such a force that it actually changed its orbit. The kinetic impact technique smashes something into an object in order to alter its path. This could prove useful if humanity ever finds a potentially hazardous object on a collision course with Earth and needs to redirect it. Hera will launch in October 2024, making its way late in 2026 to Didymos and Dimorphos, where it will study physical properties of the asteroids. So there you have it. You learned about 6 upcoming space missions in 2024. Leave a comment down below on which mission you're looking forward to, or if your favorite mission was left off the list. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. If you would like to learn more about how and why space is expanding, click on the video right here. Or if you'd like to learn more about ESA's Jupiter Icy Moon Explorer mission, click on the video right here. And always remember, have fun with STEM.